Hello again, everybody. This time I'm gonna be recording more the middle of my day a little bit instead of just one table. I'll have a little bit more to talk about this way. Right now, I'm only playing Unlock Poker, and I am playing 6 different tournaments. I'll get into which tournaments they are a little bit, and I'm just gonna be talking about what I'm doing. This hand I definitely got a call. I can't afford to fold jacks. I don't have enough chips to do that. And there's so many pairs that he's going to be shoving with that I beat, and not many hands that he's not going to be shoving with that I don't beat. And he probably won't even shove with the hands that beat me, so I'll probably just raise. Hopefully I hold up, and I do. I double up, which is nice. Give me some chips to work with so I can do some more interesting stuff in this tournament. I'm at different stages in all these tournaments. I might have a couple more come up. I'll be playing them on my other screen if they do, and I'll be moving them over. And again, these videos are only going to be 14 minutes long because I can't post videos that are longer than 15 minutes yet. Hopefully I can figure that out soon. Also, if you're watching this, you should probably be watching it in full screen, otherwise you just won't be able to see anything, which is no fun. You're going to want to be able to see all the chip stacks and everything, otherwise a lot of it won't make much sense. I decided to just flat. I hit the straight draw. I got a call now. Hit the straight. So, the reason I flatted there was it was so much less for me to call. It really was. He really should have shoved there. I would have really had a decision. I would have had to look at the odds to see what I would have done. Like this. I would have had to see how much more it was to stick in. There I felt like I could just call, see if I hit something on the flop, and then I'd be willing to go with him. If I completely whiffed the flop, I could just get out of there. So for only 325 more, I felt like it was a very simple call to make. So to get into a couple of these tournaments, this tournament's a 2,500 guarantee rebuy and add-on. I believe it's like a $10 tournament or something. Only 36 left. There was 451 in it. I'm in 24th out of 36. Actually, I don't really want to raise here just because I hate this stack size. It's so easy for him to come back over the top of me. A hand like this, I'm not going to want to call. So I'm just going to get out of the way. If my hand was stronger, and I was like, if I had an ace, I'd do it definitely and be willing to call his all-in shove. This tournament's an 8,000 guarantee freeze out. It's a $33 buy-in. 87 left. I'm in 37th after that double up. 312 to begin with. This is a 10K rebuy. This one hasn't been going for all that long. I doubled up really early with aces against ace-king, and I'm second in chips out of 89. $33 rebuy tournament. I guess $30 rebuy tournament with $3 fee. 35K, or not 35K, $3,500 tournament over here. Just rebuy add-on. I think there's like a $3 tournament, really small. But I feel like I have a huge edge in this tournament, and it helps fill out my schedule. Fairly short, but you know, I got time to make a move. This tournament's just a 2K freeze out. Not very many players are in this one. I believe it's like a $40, no, it's a $60 tournament, so not many people actually enter this tournament. I'm doing pretty well. I'm in 4th out of 17. I actually really like those tournaments with not huge fields. I usually like between 50 and 100 is kind of my 50 to 150 is kind of where I feel like I thrive the most. So I like these kind of tournaments. And then this is a short-handed 2K tournament, $40 buy-in or something like that. Let me see, actually. $30, $27 buy-in. So yeah. Yeah, I'm 14th out of 62, doing pretty well, good in that one. So most of these tournaments I'm doing pretty well in. Earlier in the day, I did not do well in my tournaments, so, you know, I made a pretty deep run in the 50K unlock, their big Sunday major tournament. Got like 72nd with top 80 paying out of like 650. Frustrating tournament. Didn't feel like I played my best. Felt like I could have done a lot better. So that's always frustrating. Lost a satellite to the main event at the World Series of Poker. which is frustrating. I want to satellite into a $500 satellite tournament, and then couldn't pull that one out, which was frustrating. I felt like that one, my luck was not with me. I feel like the 50K that I played, I just played poorly. Well, luck wasn't exactly with me, but I didn't play my best. And then the 100K on Bodog I played earlier today, and that one I just ran into a really sick cooler. I guess you can call that unlucky, but it wasn't really unlucky. I just ran into a spot where, you know, I couldn't really do anything about it, and I lost. So that just happens sometimes, and you got to go with it. So hopefully I can make something happen in one of these tournaments, make my day a little bit better. Getting pretty deep in this one. I'm also very short. So if it folds to me, I'm going to shove here. I feel like these guys will be calling a little tight. Plus, this isn't a terrible hand to just get it in with. And, you know, I'm making a ton of chips if I can just take the blinds down. I try to wait a little while like this before I go on, just to kind of hide tells. I don't do it as consistently as I need to for it to really have any effect, but I've seen a couple pros do it, so I figure it's just the right thing to do. So I started doing it. I probably should be more consistent with it, but... And again, you guys probably can't see my stats that are coming up. If I move myself around these tables, it's usually because I'm moving myself to fit with where the stats of the different players are. I can't call this. This is an interesting little spot here. I don't want to just call with this hand. It leaves me so vulnerable to a raise later. And if I'm going to play it, I want to raise, and I don't want to raise with it this early. You know, it would be a hand where if I was back here, I probably would just go all in with it. But up front, I'm just vulnerable to so many random hands. If, you know, someone has nines, they're going to call me. So, and, you know, I'm not going to be up against anything I beat. So I don't want to get called. There's not enough in the pot to really make it worth it. So I can just get out of it, and it's not really a big deal. Here I'm just going to call it to try to spike something on them. I don't really like these situations very much. I have never been a great small blind player. Haven't been a great blind versus blind player, really. Yeah. I feel like I have to fold because it's a pretty big... it's not huge, but... You know, it's a sizable bet to make me think he has a hand, and my hand's getting crushed. Well, he bluffed me there, I guess. But, again, even there, I don't have a huge edge. I don't know, said he misclicked. I don't know if I believe that or not. Maybe he did. Lock does have an all-in button, so I guess it could be something like this. Here's another tournament. I'm going to be putting this out on my other screen. If I get out of one of these, I'll bring it over. But... I mean, I feel like to make that play, he has to have something pretty good most of the time. And even against Jack 4, I mean, what am I, a 60-40 favorite or something like that? It's not, I mean, it's a spot I want to get into, but it's not like it's an awesome spot to be in. I don't even know if I probably am about that, but 57, something like that, it's not a great spot. It's a good spot, but... not like I'm giving up an insane amount of equity. Short-handed table, I'm going to 3-bet this guy. Kind of take control of the pot. Oof, I was going to shove, but can't call. I would have called this guy if he didn't just fire out the pot. I don't think I can get him to fold, and I'm not going to just call and fold later, so I'm just going to fold now. I don't have overs or anything, so... my hand's not all that strong, even though if I do have a straight draw. If that guy was to come over the top, I would have pretty much had to call. I wouldn't have really liked the spot, but you know, I would have called and you know, gone with whatever he ended up having. This is a very interesting spot. Normally, I just, you know, I may have top pair, I may have the best hand, but, you know, I have to get to Showdown, and you know, my hand's most likely not going to be best at Showdown, and it might not be best now. So here I'm just going to shove it. No reason to wait around. I'm short. No reason to mess around with a hand like that. This guy already limped in, so you know, there's extra value in there if I can get everybody to fold, and he's more likely to call me with a weak hand. So yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I want. No chance to lose, and you know, win a lot of chips. So I'm totally fine with that. Would have liked to have gotten called by an underpair, but or even, you know, one overcard, but you know, I'm totally fine just increasing my stack by 10 pounds, and you know, getting in a better spot. I'm gonna have to double up at some point or win a lot of pots like that, so you know, it's not a bad one to get called on. So I am a little annoyed. I guess I didn't get frustrated. Not annoyed, but it would have been nice to get called, but it's totally fine that I didn't. I'm in a perfectly fine spot right now to make a move. I don't like messing in these kind of pots very much. A lot of people say you should play pots like that. I don't know, these huge pots, I feel like with tons of players, you're very, you know, even if you do hit your straight or flush, if you're going with like, you know, flush draw or something, or you hit your trips or something, it's hard to get a lot of money out of people because, frankly, they're all worried about whatever's coming because there's, you know, 6-7 people in the pot, so everybody's kind of concerned about everything. So even if you do hit your unlikely hand, you're probably not going to make a ton of money unless someone else hits a really big hand that's not quite as good as yours, and then you could always hit a hand that's really good that's not quite as good as somebody else's, you know, like a straight against a flush, or a straight against a better straight, or a straight against a house or something. I almost want to call this. I don't think I need to. Man, this guy's giving me no reason to make me think he's just going wild. I haven't seen stuff from him like that, so I'll give him credit for an ace or a good hand at least. I have room to fold, so I'm okay with folding there, even though I don't really want to have to. I think it's the right play. Again, I'm not the best player, so you know, this is just my thoughts, and hopefully you can get something from them if that's what you're trying to do, or maybe you're just getting entertained by them. I don't know, but I'm not always making the right plays, and maybe that'll help you learn even better. Well, it looks like I have about a minute left before the recording is going to stop, so I'm just going to stop it really soon here. Probably stop it after this hand, or maybe I'll stop it in the middle of this hand, and okay, I'll stop it right now, and you guys can catch me. I'll probably make a part 2, and you guys can watch me on that too, so watch part 2.